friends. This is Miss Shonda with Let's Listen. Today, we're going to sing the song, I'm a Little Teapot. I know you've heard that song before, so we're going to sing it today, okay? First, Miss Shonda wants to show you a picture of a teapot. A teapot has this little thing right there. It's called a spout. Can you say spout? Good. A spout is where the hot water comes out. So you have to be very careful when you have a tea kettle. Some people call this a tea kettle or a teapot, but we're going to call it a teapot. So we have a spout where the water is poured out, and then we have a handle. The handle is how you hold it. Do you know why you have a handle? You have a handle because when you put the teapot on the stove, it gets really hot. So you have to have a handle to pick it up. Now I have to ask you another question. Do boys and girls pick up teapots or tea kettles from the stove? No, you do not, because it is very hot and you can burn yourself. So you always need to have an adult to do that for you. So never, ever, ever mess with a teapot or tea kettle or anything on the stove. Always get an adult to do that for you, okay? All right, so are you ready to sing I'm a Little Teapot? Ready? Okay, here we go. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. Yay! How do you like that, boys and girls? Now, Miss Shonda wants to show you something else. Now, I talked to you earlier about being safe around things that are hot, okay? So, can you name some things that are hot? Let me think. Fire. Think fire's hot? Let me show you. This is fire. Fire is very hot. So we do not play around with fire or matches or anything that has to do with fire and it's hot, okay? So always get an adult. You know something else that's hot? A candle is hot. Don't play around with candles. Even if your parents or your siblings or somebody that's older than you, if they light a candle, you stay away from the candle because it's very hot and it could turn over or flip over and it can burn something and it can even burn you. And the wax, when the candle starts to melt, it has wax and the wax is very hot. So if you touch it, it'll get on your skin and it'll burn you. So stay away from candles, okay? Something else that's hot is when you're cooking on the stove. You see that picture? You see the fire under there? That's very hot. So boys and girls, never get close to the stove. Stay away from the stove. Who is supposed to use hot things? Yes, adults. People who are much older than you, like your older siblings that are almost grown, they work the stove, but not you because you're too little and you may get hurt, okay? One more thing that's hot is an iron. Now, when the iron is not plugged up, it's not hot, but when you plug it, it has electricity that goes through it and it gets really, really hot. So stay away from hot things, okay? Now, do you know what the opposite of hot is? Opposite of hot is cold. So if you have hot things, you also have cold things. So let's talk about some things that are cold. Now, when you drink water or when you drink a juice or soda or something like that, we oftentimes put ice cubes in it. Where do we get ice cubes from? We get them from our refrigerator. Yes, or you can get them from an ice bag, but yeah, or ice pack or something like that. But an ice pack you wouldn't put in your drink. So we use ice cubes, okay? Ice cubes. Now, I know you know what this is. Yes, ice cream is my favorite. Strawberry is my favorite. What's your favorite ice cream? Yeah, I bet. So, strawberry ice cream is my favorite. And strawberry is cold. And I love strawberry ice cream. So, strawberry is cold. Or the ice cream is cold. Yes. This is a slushie. And this is a good time to go fix slushies at home. Or you can buy slushies. Yes, and this slushie has pretty colors. It has red and blue, and I think that's orange. But is a slushie hot or is a slushie cold? It's cold. Sometimes if you drink them too fast, it gets your brain freezes. It gets so cold on your brain. It's called a brain freeze. So this is a slushie. I have one more thing that's cold. This is in your kitchen. This is your refrigerator. You see all the things that you can put in your refrigerator? A refrigerator keeps our things nice and cold that we want to have cold. Yeah, like your milk or your juice. We put eggs in the refrigerator sometimes to keep them cold so that they won't spoil before we use them. So there's a lot of things that you put in the refrigerator to keep it cold and to make things cold. All right, now we're going to play a little game. Are you ready? Now, I want to show you what Miss Shonda made. You see my board? I have a board with hot and a board with cold. Yep, all I did is I took a paper plate, colored it, and put the words hot, H-O-T, and the word cold, C-O-L-D. Hot and cold. Yes, so I just made a little board. It's really simple. All I want you to do is, we're going to say, look at this picture. Remember this picture? What is that picture? Fire. That's right, fire. Is fire cold or is fire hot? You tell me, hot or cold? You're right, fire is hot. So we're going to put it over here on the hot side. See? Hot. All right, I have another picture. Remember we talked about things that help your drink or your juice stay cold? Do you remember what it was? Yes, ice cubes. Ice cubes, you remember those? Are ice cubes hot or ice cubes cold? You're right again. Ice cubes are cold, so we're going to put it right there. See? Ice cubes are cold, so we're going to put it there, cold. All right, next one. Remember a candle? Yes, a candle is hot. You're right, hot. So we put the candle on the hot side. Very good. You got the hang of it now, boys and girls. Remember the refrigerator. Yes, the refrigerator, hot or cold? You're right, it's cold, so we put it on the cold side. I'm gonna put it right there. I'll hold it up in a minute so you can see it. See, so far we have hot and we have cold. Sorry that it's not so clear for you. So you see what we're doing? All right. Remember how slushy. Yes, is our slushy hot or is our slushy cold? We're going to put it right here. Our slushy is cold. Good job. Cold. We got one more thing. You ready? Let me pick this one. Remember this picture? You're cooking on the stove. Is a stove hot or is a stove cold? Cold? No, you're right. A stove is hot. Good job. So let's revisit some of the things. We have hot things, which are the stove, the candle, and a fire. Now let's look at some of the cold things. We have a slushie, ice cubes, and a refrigerator. These things are cold. Hot, cold. They're called opposites. All right? Now, before we go, I want you to remember, boys and girls, have fun when you sing. It helps you learn to read later on in life. But I want you to sing your songs, have a lot of fun. Remember, hot, cold. Hot, cold. I also want you to remember, never ever go close to the stove, or never play with the iron, never play with a candle. None of those things. Okay, boys and girls? When you're cooking or when mommy is cooking, stay away from the stove because it's very hot and you can get burned. Okay? Have a great day, and Miss Shonda will see you next time on Let's Listen. Bye.